younglings the ways of the circle of wildfire, so that we may become future Eochora seed bearers. All was
Hello there, and welcome back to Eochora. Sorry for the delay. We had a few technical difficulties, but everything seems to be, for the most part, resolved right now. Um, so it's time to begin today's adventure for the Secret Swords. Would someone like to give a recap of the last time we played?
Um, I can try, and then maybe somebody else can assist me.
I got you,
Uh,
fam.
Sounds good to me.
Um, well, we last left off in the middle of a battle with the lizard men. Um, Things were looking pretty rough, but with the help of our Vine Guard companion, forget the name of, you know what? This is what I have notes for. Okay, I don't think I wrote down the name of the faction, but he started helping us. The
She.
big bad guy, the big bad guy was chanting his ritual, and um, he was doing that for a while before we got anywhere near him. Obviously, he was using Tanu to try and complete the ritual. And it seems kind of like it went through because we all heard this voice basically give us like a prophecy about people that we or somebody that we know, like a friend turning to a foe. Um, but we didn't really notice that anything happened. Um, so we saved Tanu. At some point, Tanu ran away. Um, but we saved Tanu. Unfortunately, our Vine Guard friend, I think, was killed. Um, so that was sad. But after we gathered ourselves, we started heading back to Utamanyu. And I think we got ambushed by this fellow here on screen. Um, what did I miss, guys?
Y'all spent the night. Some things happened during the night.
Oh, that's right. Um, I had last watch. I think Turkara had the watch before me. I forget who had the first watch.
I think that was me.
That's right, Core. You had the first watch. I'm having a little bit of difficulty remembering what happened that night.
There's
Do you want
some
me to fill
weird
in?
ass fog coming in.
Yeah. But it was gone by the time I woke up, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
He also dug a big ass hole.
Oh, that's right. I found my found a doohickey in the ground. I was pretty happy about that actually. Um, and I think Turkara noticed the next morning.
I noticed your hole.
Ah,
I mean, I noticed your hole.
All right. Well, after an interesting night and a even more interesting prior day, um, you find yourselves ambushed in the jungle by this large, kind of spiky, multicolored snake creature. So with that, we're gonna roll some initiative. Um, So if you go to the combat tab, you can roll your initiative, and then I will need someone to volunteer to play Love since Joe couldn't make it tonight, at least at this point tonight.
I nominate Lob's best boy. Which is
All right, little
Sirius.
Avanti.
And Sirius's best boy is
I'll try to
Tor.
play as Lav. I don't know how to play as Lav,
He just
Just use
blasts
that
things.
cantrip over and over again.
but I also need access to his
Yeah, that's what I'm doing
flesh.
now. Bars, good, owner. All right, you should have access to him now if you go to the characters, or if you double click on him, will probably work too.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty then. So, and then you'll need a roll initiative for him in the initiative tab.
I can't.
I'll roll it then. And he's up first.
Wow.
Well then.
So,
Um.
oh, sorry. This creature, would have attacked Takara when it launched out of the trees. So it would have done that before we rolled initiative. So let me go ahead and do that. So it makes a bite attack against Takara,
Oof.
but misses. Yeah, so this creature just flings itself out of the trees, going straight past you. Love, you're the first act.
Hmm.
Wait. Did it? Oh.
I will cast an arcane dart
Alrighty.
at the snake creature.
And it hits. So go ahead and roll some damage.
When I hit the damage button, I get an error screen.
Wonderful. Go ahead and just type it into the chat.
Okay.
/r space 1d4 plus 1.
Thank you, good sir.
All right.
Boom.
Nice.
Max damage. I guess as a bonus action, I'm gonna back up. Oh, wait. I don't have to use a bonus action. This isn't some stupid system that Taylor invented. All right, there we go. And I don't know how to end my turn because technically it's not my turn, but
Oh, that's right. I'll need to do it for you.
I'm sure that was not a good turn at all, but under the circumstances.
You hit the thing pretty hard as you launch these magical darts at it. Tanu will just come and run behind you. Says, I tried my best to stay out of the jungle, and this is why. All right, the creature's up next. It's gonna make another bite attack against Takara to try to hit this time.
I can't see Turkar.
She's next to you. But yeah, so it manages to turn its head around and bite you in the leg, Takara, and you take 4 points of damage.
You slimy bitch.
Um,
Takara's imitating Love's accent.
Okay. Then suddenly from the trees on the other side, another one of these large snakes springs out heading towards Core. Let me deselect Takara first.
Oh no.
And it hits. But because it used its spring, it deals an extra 11 piercing damage. So that would have been 20 points total.
Oof.
All right. Lilavati, you're up.
Mm. I'm gonna back away. Or is your health accurate on the bar?
William,
Hmm?
can you hear Kevin?
Yeah, I can hear him. I'm here. I'm getting things like super delayed right now,
Fun.
both visually and from a voice perspective as well.
Okay. Um,
Yeah, my health is not accurate. I have the link from D&D Beyond. I just need to
all right.
update it on here.
I can do that real quick for you.
Okay.
Okay. Now it should be correct. And then you took 20 points of damage after that. So I'll put that in.
Okay, good. Cool.
There you go.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Lilavati, you're up.
I'm going to cast Healing Word on Core.
Cool.
Ah, thank you. Thank you, Lavati.
And then I will continue the assault on the one that Law was attacking with a Produce Flame cantrip. That is 2 damage since I have a feat.
Okay. So that's one more point of damage to it. Whoop. That was.
Okay. I'm gonna be right back.
Well, you're up in a second, but okay. Takara, your turn.
Okay. I will attack. I will swing my sword. Actually, as a bonus action first, I will cast Thunderous Smite.
Ooh. Alrighty.
Which we have figured out that I can't just roll it. We just have to add the damage afterwards if it hits. So
Yeah.
I will make an attack. Oh, wow.
Well, fortunately, your Thunder Smite is still active, so if you can hit on your next turn, that will activate, unless if you lose concentration. Is that your turn?
That will end my turn.
Cool. Core, you're up.
Okay. I switched over from computer to phone Discord to help speed things up a bit on my side,
Gotcha.
so I could see in real time. Okay, so I'm going to charge up a booming blade and attack the snake that targeted me.
Cool.
Let's see.
Let's see. Oh, did you target the snake before you made that attack?
Oh, did it not take
Oh,
it?
okay. Well, a 15 will hit, so I'll go ahead and put in the 11 slashing damage, it looks like.
Let's see if that makes sense. Yes. Yes, I believe so.
Nice. And then if it moves, it gets hit by the moving blade. Is that correct?
Yes, of its own accord.
Gotcha.
And that will be my turn.
Sarkovan, you're up.
Okay. The creature next to me must succeed on a wisdom saving throw.
Well, it rolled a 0. Let's see,
But did it roll for me?
Oh, did you have Love targeted? No, why did Love roll? Anyway, I will, have it make that roll. Okay, it rolled a 4.
In that case, it'll have disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes for the end of its next turn, and takes a hot 4 damage.
Okay.
As Sorkovin says, "You disgusting, slithery, slimy thing."
Nice.
I don't think I'm gonna move. I think I'm gonna stay where I am.
Cool. Alright, well, Love is up.
Ah. I want to expend a sorcery point to do an empowered spell as
Alright.
I cast. Um, well, first, I'm going to move up. Oh, 25, 30. Okay. Then I'm going to do. I'm going to try and hit. I'm going to cast Magic Missile, but I'm going to do 1 on this. On the creature closest to Chikara, and then can I decide before, or do I have to decide before or after I know the results for the 3
I think
shots?
you have to, you fire them all off at once, so you would have to choose beforehand.
Okay, so I'm gonna do 1 to the one closest to Chikara, and then 2 to the one on core.
Okay.
Um,
Alright, and then that empowered spell, you can decide after you see the damage roll if you want to reroll any of the dice.
Wonderful.
So what you want to, I would just target both of them and hit, and then, well, I guess you already cast it, but we'll see what happens. Go ahead and click the damage button on Magic Missile with both of them targeted.
It's giving me an error, so I have to do it manually.
That's weird. Alright, so that was which one?
I don't know. I selected both of them.
Alright, well, go ahead and roll the 1d4 plus 1 3 times. And it was 1 on the one on the right and 2 on the one on the left?
Correct.
Alright, so that is 4 damage on this one, and then go ahead and roll just the 2d4 plus 2 on the one on the left.
Oops.
Or roll it again. So that is, yeah, so you fire off this volley of missiles and seriously injure the one on the right, but the one on the left is completely torn to shreds. Also, one of Lauv's runes will activate since you cast a spell. So basically, you get to pick any ability score, and any checks using that score get a +1 bonus.
Let's do, I guess, charisma.
All right. So you activate Love's Rune of Glamour. Tanu is up. He's gonna stay in the back, but just gonna hide behind Lilavati. And then the snake creature is up. It's going to, given the circumstances, it's going to use its action to disengage and then retreat into the woods. Wait, sorry, it was here, so it can go this far. As it's just slithering between the trees, it now has 3/4 cover. Lilavati, what do you do?
How wide is this passageway?
15 feet.
Okay. Like, I can move right.
Yeah, that's fine. The place where your vision is blocked, you can't walk, but pretty
Okay.
much anywhere else you can just walk through.
I'm going to. Let me see. I'm going to cast Create Bonfire under the snake.
Alrighty. So does it make a dex save now or when it starts its turn?
Any creature in the bonfire space when you cast the spell.
Okay. So go ahead and drop it, and it should. It
Takes no
succeeded on the
damage.
saving throw. Okay.
And that's it.
All right. Takara, you're up.
I am going to move right up into it. Oh, collides with a wall apparently. Can I move here and then here? No.
I'll need to do that for you, but yeah.
Okay, cool. And then I will take another swing at it.
Okay. Misses. Is that your turn?
Yes, and Takara is very mad. God damn it, these snakes!
Corey, you're up.
Okay. I think. Let's see what I want to do here. How far away is this thing? Okay, I am going to go right here. Go up here. Okay. He still has 3/4 cover, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try using lightning lure against it.
All right. Go for it.
Let's see. That's that to target. Oh, it's doing that weird thing again.
Okay, so. Right. Okay. Oh wait. All right. So I need to make a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw.
Rolls a 7, so it takes the 1 point of damage you rolled.
Okay.
However, as you reach out with a grasp of lightning, the creature in its hurry to get away from its attackers is shocked and falls still. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that is my turn.
Sir Coven, the two snakes seem to have been slain. What do you do?
I'll move up 30 feet, look around, see what I see, and once I've made sure the danger is gone, I'll just look to my companions.
Make a perception check. Seems clear.
Okay, I just turn to everybody and say, good work. Quickly, we should make our way back home.
All right.
Is everyone okay?
Are we still in turn order, or are we free to act?
I mean, does anybody respond?
Takara, yeah. I want to make sure the snake is really dead first. I mean, like, really dead.
Very well. Have at it.
Does Lav do anything on his turn, or just wait for Takara?
Lav will move up to Turkara, and Core,
Okay.
and then he'll end his turn.
Tanu will follow. However, at this moment, Takara, you turn to the slain snake dead before you, and suddenly, from the trees up ahead, another snake launches towards you.
Ay, Dios mío.
Oh wait. All right.
I mean, oh, Havoc.
It's 5 more points of damage from the bonus damage. I'll put that in for you. Oh, yeah, whatever. So yeah, it launches towards you with the, and you realize like its full body must have been coiled up as it springs in your direction, 30 feet across through the trees, and just clamps down hard with its fangs as they bear into your skin. From the other direction, another one flies out and will attack Storkoven.
Less than ideal.
Oh,
Oh boy. And then
Oof.
there's an additional 7 points on top of that. Put that in for you. As this one catches you completely unawares. Lilavati, you're up.
I'm going to cast Scorching Ray against the one that just came out against Tokara.
All right. Oh, did you intend to?
I still have the other one selected.
Oh, that's what it is. Wait, I left that one in because it's in the turn order. Here, if you want to deselect it real quick. Okay, and then I think someone else is selecting as well. Yep. All right, cool. All right, so you hit that one, and then you have 2 more beams, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, just go ahead and repeat the attack, but without spending a spell slot.
Hold up. That add another point for that one. It's another. As
Point of damage. Okay.
yeah. And last one.
Nice.
5 points again. So another extra one.
Extra one. Yeah. You unleash a trio of fiery blasts that all strike the creature true, searing its skin as it squirms in pain. Is that your turn?
Gonna move up in front of Tanu, because I see that he likes not being next to enemies,
He.
and that's my turn.
All right, Takara, you're up.
Okay. It seems a bit of a waste to swing at this snake when he's almost dead. But I think I have no choice. I will swing.
Make your attack roll.
Apparently, it's not like I can hit anything anyway. Oh my god, is that the hit? Holy shit.
And I suppose your thunderous smite would trigger at this moment, letting forth a epic explosion. But regardless, the creature is completely obliterated.
Yes.
Is that your turn?
And I will move here. Oh, I'm in a wall.
All right. I got you. There you go.
Thank you. And I will. What is my thing again? 1 second. Oh, wait a minute. I will cast Compelled Duel on the creature.
Ooh. All right.
I just have to find it. Okay, there it is. Okay, so I think it failed. So now it is drawn to me. It has disadvantage on attack rolls against anyone other than me. It must make a wisdom saving throw if it moves within 30 feet away from me.
Nice.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. Core, you're up.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to move over here. I'm going to turn to Sir Coven. I'm going to say, you guys should leave now before any more show up. Me and Takara can take care of them. You guys get a head start. There's no telling how many more of them there are. And I'm going to hold an attack action until the snake makes a move.
Okay. Sarkovan, you're up.
I turn to Turkara and say, resolve the power in your heart. Obey the laws of your providence. Yield to the lightning that surrounds you. Grant deafening silence to those who betray you. Bring wrath upon those who will destroy. Inspire havoc. Vest yourself in his thunder. And I'll, as a bonus action, cast Spark on him. And that's gonna take one of my spell slots, unfortunately. I'm just gonna plop it in there. Can y'all see it?
Yep.
Okay. Then, as my actual action, I will disengage. And then I will move 30 feet that way. I'll end my
Gotcha.
turn.
All right. Lava's up.
Lav's gonna reposition himself. And he's gonna cast a guiding bolt.
So that's our range spell attack. So I assume you just would have done it before you got into melee with the creature. Oh, is that what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you're right. I would have shot it from here
Uh-huh.
before I moved.
Go ahead. Oof.
Oof.
Bolt goes wide.
Then I move.
All right. That his turn?
I think so.
Okay.
Can I change my thing?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Can-
you would. You actually have to change it. So you have to
All
be
right, I
careful.
change it to strength.
Strength. All right, so your Rune of Might activates. Um, all right. Tanu is pretty happy where he's at. Snake is going to lunge towards Core. The bite. But Core, you block it with your shield.
It would have had disadvantage, not that it matters, by the way.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right, because of the duel. Well, yeah. And then the Sorkovan, you're pretty hurt. You're trying to get away when suddenly you see some rustling in the trees, and before you can react,
No.
another one leaps towards you. So it's going to make its attack against you. And hits, reducing you to 0 hit points as you start bleeding out. And there would be some extra damage, but it doesn't matter. So you're prone, you have a level of exhaustion, and yeah, you can't cast spells to these class creatures. Lilvata, you're up.
I'm going to use Healing Word on Storkoven.
Okay.
Heals for 8. And then follow that up with a Produce Flame against the one that just attacked him.
All right.
Seven damage.
Nice.
And my turn.
Okay. Takara, you're up.
Okay, oops. I don't want to make a radius. Hold on. Let me get rid of that. Okay. Takara will move here. Actually, here. And looking at the creature that attacks Sarkovan, Sarkovan, your words were a thing of beauty. And if anyone is looking, you see Takara pull out a javelin from her pack, and as lightning sparks down it, she throws it at this snake thing.
Nice.
Oh, damn it.
It just whizzes past the creature.
I didn't mean to.
Barely missing it.
I didn't mean to target both of them. I don't believe I have that. Spark is a bonus to damage, not to hit, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that
I believe
will.
it's still active
Go
though.
ahead.
We'll say that you still have the spark active. It's when you hit it that it ends. Not entirely clear in the description of the spell, but cool. That's your turn.
I'm actually gonna, if I can, I'm gonna move one more. I miscounted to right there,
Okay.
and then that'll end my turn.
Corey, you're up.
Okay. Tried and true. I'm going to attack the snake in front of me with a booming blade.
Oh, your compelled duel ends if you attack a different creature, by the way, so that's gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was not aware of this.
Now you know. Yeah, so your booming blade strikes and the creature is wreathed in booming energy.
Okay. And once again, if it decides to move, it takes additional damage. That'll be my turn.
Okay.
Wreath and Boomer energy.
Sarkovan, you're up.
I try to get up. What does that cost me?
Half your movement.
Okay, I get up. I take the disengage action.
Mm-hmm.
And I move here.
You used half your movement to get up.
Yes. Move here. Um, I'm trying to see if spark is consumed. It's consumed on their next attack, or is it only consumed if they hit?
So given that this is a homebrew spell, I think it would be severely underpowered if it was on a hit, or too low for a spell slot. So I would say it would be on, or sorry, if it misconsumes it, that's very, very weak for a first level spell. So I'm going to interpret it as you can on a hit.
Okay. Does it stack?
Does it require concentration?
I don't believe so.
Oh, there's a rule that says if a character is affected by two effects that have the same name, it's only affected by it once. So
Ah,
it doesn't stack.
never mind.
You could spark two different people, but that's about it.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I think I was right here, huh? Hmm. No, I still want to go here. I'll just end my turn.
All right, lava's up.
Oh boy. If only I knew how to play love.
You're doing pretty well so far, just blasting things.
I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna start blasting.
So anyway, I started blasting.
You would
is
have disadvantage because you're in melee.
Oop. I move back 1 feet first.
Okay, it would get an opportunity attack on you if you do so.
You know what? I'll take it.
All right. It's for 8. So
Ooh.
that creature bites your heel, but you manage to get away.
Eat my dart.
All right, so 5 points of damage. It eats your dart and does not survive it.
All according to plan.
Finish off another one.
Then I activate my Constitution rune.
Oh, it's only when you cast a leveled spell, not a cantrip, that it activates.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then I do nothing. And I end my turn.
Cool. All right, so Tanu is up. He's happy where he is. Snake will slither into the trees. And take the hide action. Yeah, it vanishes from sight. Lilavati, you're up.
And move forward a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to hold an action to produce flame at it if it decides to return within line of sight, within 60 feet.
Okay. Takara. Still have a spark as the lightning gathers around your fists in preparation for latching onto a weapon strike.
Yeah, I just, I can't see anything. Assuming the creature is completely out of my sight, and trying to throw something at it would be fruitless. Fruitless, rather.
You can use a bonus action to make a perception check. See if you want to try to spot it.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Perception. There you are.
Ooh, that's fine. 9. You look between the trees, but with all the vines and plants all around, you can't see it.
Okay. We should keep moving, but be ready for more. Tanu, move up, and I'll use lay on hands on Sarkovan.
Nice.
I will heal Sarkovan. I'll heal you for 5.
Nice. Thanks.
You are welcome.
Cool.
I will just move there and end my turn.
Corey, you're up.
Okay. I think I'm actually going to stay right here until I can see that Tanu has safely moved up in case something decides to jump him, actually. I will ready an attack in the event that something gets close to me, though.
Sounds good. So you and Lilovati are both ready to attacks. Sarkovan, you're up.
Um, I'm gonna move up 30 feet,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna look around as a bonus action.
Yeah, roll perception. 20. From this position, you spot slowly moving between the trees, uh, the creature, as it seems to begin preparing for another leap in Tokara's direction.
In an attempt to prevent that from happening, I immediately target the creature and begin whispering a dissonant melody. And they have to make a wisdom saving throw. DC 15.
All right. It rolls a 6.
So then they fail. And first they take 15.
Wait. Oh, I see. Yeah, it didn't calculate correctly. So as the creature's animalistic brain is racked with a terrible melody, it just keels over in pain. And Tokara, you see just like falling from some of the branches of the trees, the dead creature as it collapses to the ground.
Oh, so Coven, I assume that was you. If so, well done.
Aye, it was me. I think we're safe now. I end my turn. Lav moves up 30 feet. And readies an arcane bolt in the event that we're attacked again.
Okay.
And then ends his turn.
All right, Tanu is up. He is going to take the dash action and just runs all the way up here. You look around in anticipation of another snake leaping out at you, but for the moment, at least, the trees are silent. Lilovati, you're up.
I will move up and continue preparing my cantrip for anything that will attack us in the future.
Okay. Tokara?
I will make sure that I am holding Nandorota's body still.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay, the whole time. Then
Sure.
I will move right
Did I give you all a bag of
here.
holding yet?
Nope. That would be great. Just throw a body in it.
Throwing anyone's
Suffocate?
lives in a bag of holding again.
So it's not one of our campaigns until a dead body turned into a bag of holding.
Make it happen. Oh, I will also ready a javelin.
Alrighty.
Okay. I am going to move up here. And I'm going to take out one of my hand axes and prepare to throw it in the event that something shows up.
Alrighty. Sarkovan, you're up.
I'm feeling pretty confident, so I'll move up 30 feet. Use a bonus action to look around again.
Make a perception check. Forgot this last time, but I'll let it slide. But you are exhausted, so you will have disadvantage.
Ah. Ooh. At
The
any rate, I will. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I mean you take a glance around, but some blood from previous strikes drips into your eyes and completely blinds you for the moment. You wipe it away, but you're not able to spot anything.
Take the dash action and move off screen.
All right. Lava's up. As soon as you're done.
He will take the dash action. Move off screen.
All right. Tanu will follow in your footsteps. Make it pretty far. At this point, being careful but still trying to move as quickly as possible out of this area, you start to get the sense that maybe you have slain all of these creatures, and unless anyone wants to do anything different, you can continue moving and get out of this area.
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you head out, and continue on your journey towards Utamanyu. Let's see. Um, about an hour later, you spot uh, you spot on the horizon the familiar large Yadahala tree where Utamanyu lies. Um, so you make your way through the streets towards the base of the city and the tree. Um, you see lots of people moving around in a bit of a frantic but excited hurry. You get the sense that people are beginning to gather at and head towards the top of the tree to help with the preparations for the arrival of the Giants Council. Um, what would you like to do?
So, Kara, you may want to head to the guard station. I don't think it's proper to be carrying a body around the streets like this.
Your words make sense. Where is the guard station?
Um, there's a building near the top of the tree known as the canopy that the where the vine crawlers have their headquarters. You make your way up there. You get a few odd glances, but people seem either distracted by what's going on or able to kind of figure out the circumstances. Um, so you come to this place, and uh, before long, a older male elf comes up to you. He says, "You found Andrada, but it seems that she is not did not make it. Please come inside. Tell me what happens. What happened? Um, my name is Parakrothan. I'm the leader of the vine crawlers. Um, and there's a few other vine crawlers there with you as well, but he'll ask you to recount your tale."
Um, you're gonna have to spell that name for me, Chief.
Parakratin.
It's a hefty one. All right. Sadly, it is true. She died in combat, defending us bravely. And it seems defending from more than just some snake people. The threat seems to be larger than we feared.
How so?
Well, she was being held captive in the Yanti camp, uh, in the midst of some sort of blood ritual to their god. I believe they named him Zyther. And, it seems the ritual was a success, but Andrata was not the one used for sacrifice. It was one of their own, strangely.
Well,
I do not really know all the details.
I can't say to understand how the Yuan-Ti rituals might function, but if it seems to be successful, then we best be on our guard. Um, I've gathered in all the vine crawlers from the region in anticipation of the Dias Council arrival, but I fear that may not be enough. Do you have any clues of what that ritual might have done? What we could prepare for, or any advice you might give us in that regard?
Are
Give
we
it.
all here, or is it just
It's
Takara?
it's everyone.
Okay.
From the best that I can tell, it was some sort of. It was either a summoning or a sacrifice for some kind of boon. We heard this creature's voice, and it spoke of the death of its enemies.
And I like write down on a piece of paper the what we heard from the snake god voice.
Sure.
Just hand it to him.
Yeah, he says, all right, we'll see what we can find out. As a matter of fact, if you, I'll keep this copy, but if you want to speak with the Moonlight Society, they might know a bit more about this ritual or what it's capable of. Um, and he gives you directions to their a building in town. If you find anything else from them or from anyone else in town, let us know as soon as possible.
We will. And please, if she had any family or next of kin, let them know that she fought bravely.
We will. It is good to know that she was able to give her life in service to her country. An honor bestowed upon few, but well respected here.
That she did.
Thank you for bringing her to us.
You are welcome. And I will turn and walk out.
He says, before you go,
Oh,
you're clearly an outsider, but to show such honor to Sharoner and her people should not go unrewarded. Um, and he hands over a pouch containing 50 gold. So that would be 10 gold a person. Um, Taylor, if you could update Love as well.
How would I update Love?
Um,
Oh, I already have.
yeah, you have access to his character sheet, so you should be able to do it.
Takara reluctantly takes the gold and obviously distributes it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what would it be even?
10 gold each.
Okay.
And some of you seem to be spellcasters. We do have a bit of Arcaload at our disposal if you should require any. Uh, this material will serve as a stand-in for any spells that might require expensive components. We don't have an unlimited amount, but if there's a spell or two that you have that might require something in particular, we can provide.
For some reason I'm not able to do it.
Okay, I'll take
Not
care
to
of it.
interrupt you.
No problem. All right, so you head out. What are y'all doing?
I think we should head back to the Ruthless Grasshopper and update Thorum on the whole Tanu situation.
Okay. You head over there. There's a lot of people. You see he's hired several kind of temporary aides to help with all the preparations for the celebration. And he says, "Good to see you, Tanu." And Tanu nods to him. They're. I'm happy to see that you were able to protect him. And Tanu's wife and child are there at the Grasshopper as well. Um, and they embrace each other. There's tears in their eyes, but they say they're so happy to see each other. Um, and Tanu turns and says, "Listen, I can't thank you enough for what you've done. If you ever find your stomach is rumbling, come to the orchard. I'll throw a feast for you, but I'm sure it will pale in comparison to what Thorum has prepared for tonight." And Thorum says, "Everything's ready except still need that Yachini." And Tanya says, "Oh, I'll be sure to go grab it. We have some in stock in our long-term storage. We'll get it here in time, I promise." And Tanu and his wife and child walk off, leave the grasshopper. Thorum says, "Well, you've all have done pretty well here. Uh, I believe there was a payment that was promised as well. Um, it's troubling that this ritual seems to have some sort of, or it's not clear what effect it might have had, but you brought Tanu home safely, and that is more than enough." So he hands another 50 gold, so that's 10 more gold to each person. Um, he says, "So, will you be joining us for the festivities tonight? If so, I can secure you a place at the one of the higher tables."
I look around
Sounds great
at
to
everyone.
me. The higher the better.
Well, sure the Zayas Council themselves, once they arrive, will be quite happy to meet those who foiled such a particular assassination attempt.
I fear the level of uh, attention my appearance might draw, but I think it would be best if we spoke to the council, so it is a good idea.
I don't think you'll have to worry about that. Shariner, although you are clearly an outsider, Shariner is home to all sorts of folk, and we welcome those who are so diligent in protecting our own.
I don't mean to say that it won't be welcome. It's just the level. I can just feel the gaze already. It'll be okay. I will bear it.
Well, if word spreads as well as I know it does in this town, those gazes will be of respect and excitement, not disdain or fear.
Yeah, perhaps we can make do.
All right. Well, is there anything else y'all want to do here, or would you like to head somewhere else?
what was the name of the place that Argrathan said?
The Moonlight Society.
Mhm.
I also think it's maybe just a short rest.
Chris, what's up with your mic?
I can't hear you, Chris.
Yeah. Say something? Nope. Nothing. Try maybe disconnecting and reconnecting. Hello?
Nope.
Nope. Nothing.
Cannot hear you.
Nope.
How about now?
Yay!
There we go.
Okay. I have returned, my friends, from a long journey. I propose perhaps we should take some sort of rest also before tonight. Maybe eat some food to restore our energy.
All right. Yeah, so you can go ahead and take a short rest now if you'd like.
Takara will be doing that, if anyone would like to join.
Cool.
Core will also be taking a short rest.
As well, Sir Coven.
So yeah, just remember you can
Um,
spend your hit dice for healing, regaining spell slots, or getting rid of exhaustion.
I'll kind of sneak into the kitchen and try and whip up something for us.
Cool. Oh, so you get the extra. Are you using the chef ability?
Or why not?
It's a bit hectic, but you managed to find a few things to put together. Is there anything in particular that you wanted to make?
I try and gauge what ingredients are being used in like what's being made popularly now and try and avoid those so there's no shortage or anything. So
Gotcha.
just whatever is extra and not being used.
hmm Yeah, it looks like most of the things for the festival were kind of gathered and prepared in bulk, and so some of the less popular dishes at the tavern are not being used for the festival tonight. The So there's some breads, a few different types of fruit, uh, and other kind of like raw ingredients that you have at your disposal. Um, does that do any kind of benefit when you use it? I can't remember.
If you use hit dice to heal during a short rest, you also get bonus healing.
Cool. All right. So you spend some time relaxing and recovering from your wounds at the grasshopper. With that resolved, what would you like to do now?
The bonus healing, is that just for the Levati or is that for the party?
For anyone who's eating and using hit dice, you
Oh
have to
shit.
specifically be using hit dice.
Yeah,
Okay.
what's the bonus?
We heal 5 extra HP.
Per hit die?
5 extra flat.
Total. Okay. Thank you.
Cool. All right. Sir Coven, did you spend your hit dice yet?
I'm trying to. I want to get rid of my exhaustion, and I want to.
How do you? Can you like? Never mind. I think I figured it
Well,
out.
I never gave myself exhaustion, so I can't get rid of it.
Okay, gotcha. So what I would say is just mark off all the hit dice that you're using. Um,
So if I wanted to get a second level spell slot back, I'd have to use 2 hit die.
correct.
I'm just rolling to get rid of them.
Gotcha.
In reality, I'm back to full. Regardless. I use 1 to get rid of my exhaustion, and I use another to get back a first level spell slot.
Cool. All right. I can. Let's go ahead and mark off a couple for Wild as well.
Was Lav exhausted?
No, but he took some damage, and I can give him back one of his spell slots. Oh. All right. So then, cool. So what do you want to do now?
While during this short rest, by the way, Takara would have just said a quick prayer to Havoc.
Mhm.
Just a simple, doesn't have to be like a grand thing, but just a simple little. But after, well, we have until tonight. Does anyone need to get anything done?
I will mention, as you've been kind of walking around town, there's just a couple interesting places that you might have noticed that may be of interest to you. There's the glowing pagoda, which is a temple to Hephine, and there are and you would know that like most temples have various materials that you could purchase that you might be able to find there. Some spell scrolls, and they also will cast spells as a service, as well as other materials useful for priests and clerics and people like that. Um, there's a Thunder's Recluse, which is a sort of outpost for an organization called Titan's Reach from the nearby nation of FX, if you're interested in talking to them at all. Um, you've already been to the Canopy and you've heard about the Moonlight Society. There's also several shops. There's a few other inns besides the Grasshopper, but you know this one's your favorite place. There's Castive & Co. Paper Supply, where you can buy spellcasting materials. There's a general store called Strings and Things. There's a blacksmith called the Minotaur's Arsenal. There's another place that sells spellcasting materials known as Lion, Goat, and Dragon. Um, there's a shop. They're not exactly sure what they sell, but it's called Sneaky Deeks. And then there's also a stables called Swift Spinners, where you can buy various riding animals. Um, what would you like to do?
Well, if anyone would like to join me, I think I think I need to pay the blacksmith a visit.
I'll be happy to accompany you.
As will I. I'm happy to take a stroll to the blacksmith.
Lovati, are you going or?
I'm gonna peruse over at the spellcaster. Is the lion, the ram, the lion, the goat, the dragon.
Okay. All right. So the lava will come with you. The three of you head to the Minotaur's arsenal. So let me see if I can do this right. All right. So if you go to the Actors tab, you should now see a folder called Shops, and if you open it up, there should be one called Blacksmith that you click on and open.
Yo.
And either clicking on if you click the little the button that looks like coins next to an item, I think you'll purchase that item. But yeah, so you head to this blacksmith. It's like under one of the large roots of the tree. It's kind of like an open air area, but the fellow working the forge there is a large horned minotaur. He says, "Oh, welcome to the Minotaur's arsenal. Is there anything in particular you're looking for, or just here to browse?"
I have a bit of a request.
Oh, you're Vargoth. It's been a long time since I've seen one of you around these parts.
And you are a Minotaur. I don't think I've ever seen one of you anywhere.
Yeah, it's not too many of us, but I like to think you and I are maybe distant cousins of a sort.
How tall is he or her?
He is, like 6'8".
Almost.
Almost, but not quite.
One day I'm gonna find.
He's
Yeah.
also a bit hunched over, kind of, because he's got a very burly Minotaur body. He says, so he's a little bit shorter than you, but maybe if he stood up straight, it would be close. Not too sure. But he says, what brings you to these parts? Or, sorry, you mentioned a request. What are you interested in?
Well, I understand this may be a bit. I'm not too much of a blacksmith, you see, so please correct me if this is not how it works. And I pull out my bog standard longsword, and Takara just kind of places it on the table a little bit defiantly. You see this sword? It doesn't seem to be sharp. I am having trouble hitting shit.
Well, I don't know how the sharpness of the sword is going to particularly improve your chances of hitting. It's a bit more the arm of the wielder, but let me see. And he picks it up and he holds it a bit and says, "Well, it's not a bad blade, but it does feel as if the balance could be improved a bit. Now, let me show you a true blade." And he heads over to a different part of the shop where there's like a large weapon rack. He pulls off this gleaming silver longsword that just glistens in the firelight of his forge. Give this a swing or two.
Is there anything to swing at, or just my arms are long? I don't want to hit anything if nothing's meant to be hit.
There's it's a very like kind of open space around here. The roots of the
Okay,
trees, the buildings are kind of spread apart as opposed to the upper branches where things are very close.
Then I'll just give it a swing, or 3, perhaps 4.
As you swing it around, you can tell that the balance on this blade is top notch. The way it sings as you swing it through the air is beautiful. This is considered a masterwork longsword. It gives you a +1 bonus to hit and damage. What do you think?
It's a thing of beauty, truly. I am concerned that it may be out of my price range.
Well, that one I have it for sale at 750 gold pieces. Uh, Not cheap, but I do consider that one to be one of my finest pieces.
It seems I would agree. Unfortunately, I've been on the road a long time and I do not have the funds for it yet. But I will keep this in mind, and I assure you I will be back soon.
Looking forward to seeing you again. Now, that's too expensive. I have a few other long swords um, that are left over from kind of a bulk order for military back in the day. They won't do you much better than what you have already, though. Now, if you're looking to pick up some a great sword, or maybe a short sword or a few scimitars for dual wielding purposes, I can provide that at a more reasonable price than this here longsword, but it's up to you.
Um, this is a question for the DM.
Right.
Despite the fact that I'm 7.5 feet tall, a great sword is still a two-handed weapon.
Correct.
Okay. Good to know. You know what? I will go ahead and I will buy another longsword. Actually, let's spice it up. I'd like a scimitar.
All right. It'll be 25 gold pieces.
Done.
Cool. So you should be able to click the money button next to the scimitar in the blacksmith's inventory, and it'll subtract the gold automatically and add it to your inventory for you if this is all set
Okay.
up correctly. Yeah, I got a lot of other things in there if you want to look through. And gestures to Eochora. Dragonborn, unlike Vargoth, are a bit more common here, but I'd still love to hear what brings you to Eudaimonium.
Sure, sure. DM question.
Mhm.
Is there a way I could click on any of these items to get a description of them?
If you click on the name of the item,
Oh, there it is. It's a
does that
drop
do it?
down. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if that
Okay, I was
gives you
clicking the
all
image
the
itself.
details, but yeah, it doesn't give
It
you the
gives enough.
damage rolls for the weapons. But I can tell you that because I know most of them offhand.
It does if you
Okay.
click on damage, it'll give you the basics.
Okay, interesting. Okay. In general, I'm just sort of looking around to see what you have to offer. I haven't really been into a blacksmith store like this before, so I'm not too familiar with what you offer.
Well, we have all sorts of weapons, from great swords to pikes, hand axes to tridents. Also got a uh, well built sets of armor.
Mhm.
Mostly of the heavier variety, shields as well. Um, you're wearing a chainmail, it looks like. I might interest you in let's see, trying to remember which one, half plate. Um, which would be give you a bit more durable defense, or even if you have the money to spare, a full set of plate armor is the ultimate in terms of protection.
Oh, I see. It seems a bit out of my price range for now, but it'll definitely be good to keep in mind.
Well, I'll always have it here. I always have a few suits in stock, so feel free to come back once you save up for it. But
Oh,
besides
absolutely.
that, I do have all sorts of. You mentioned you've been on the road quite a bit. I have lots of different tools and other objects that might be of use. You always need some food. I have some hunting traps for sale that might come in handy. Lamps for traveling at night. Uh, And there's a lot of things you can do with a bell or an iron spike or a chain if you're creative. I have a few mirrors as well. Grappling hook.
Hmm, interesting.
A set of ball
I,
bearings
I
that could help trip people up.
I think I'll have a look around at your items. In the meantime, Sir Coven's with us too, right?
Yes.
Sir, okay. In the meantime, if you would like to assist my friend in case he has any questions, I think I'll just take a quick look around.
Yeah, Sarkovan. Is it? You certainly don't seem the sword swinger like these other two, but some of these other items I've mentioned might be of interest to you. I've sold, locks, hunting traps, chains, ball bearings to some of the uh, more stealthy people. We have several who come through who operate as scouts, who look for more tactical ways to deal with their foes.
With all due respect, I'm just here to look. To tell the truth, I'm saving up for a big purchase right now.
Oh, are you? What were you thinking of, if I might ask?
Oh, well, it's quite personal.
I
Can't let
see.
the cat out of the bag just yet.
I see. Well, is there anything I can do to help you? I'm here.
Understood. I do like your wares and will be back when the time is right.
Good to know. Oh, Chris, if you're talking, I can't hear you.
I was muted. I cannot use the menu to buy stuff. It says I have to buy from a token.
That's
I
weird.
don't know what that means. Yeah.
I have a theory on how to make that work. Give me one sec. Try now.
Still says I must purchase from a token.
All right. Do you see that little cloak thing? Double click on that, and that should open
I'm.
another menu.
Tis not.
Hmm.
Oh, I got it. It was blocked by something.
Oh, gotcha.
I think I did it.
Check your inventory.
Yes, I did.
Cool.
I did do it.
You bought the scimitar?
I meant to say longsword because I realized I'm not proficient with it for some reason, or I'm just misread it.
Paladins are proficient with all weapons.
Well, I bought the longsword anyway, so that's what I did. Okay.
Okay.
Too late.
All right. Well, the scimitar is a D6 damage, so it's a little bit less than the longsword, but you can dual wield it with stuff. Um, cool. All right. So while they're heading there, Lilavati and Lav went to the lion, the goat, and the dragon. Um, so you head into this place, and it's a little. You've heard of it, Lilavati, because you've been living here for a while, but it's a little difficult to find. It's you have to travel across a long branch that's like mostly covered in vines, and you get lost once or twice. But eventually, you see a kind of a crack between two pieces of bark in the side of the tree that you head inside and find yourself within a shop. So if you go to that shops list and look for Arcanist, you'll see this shop. Um, the proprietor seems to be a male human. However, his skin is a strange pale green color, but is completely human in all other respects. He says, welcome to the Lion, the Goat, and the Dragon. My name is Shukanti, and I am glad to be of service. You also notice that in the center of the shop is a giant stuffed chimera.
And I figured.
I have a variety of artifacts at my disposal, as well as spell scrolls of many kinds, and I can cast a few spells for you if you would desire me to, with a small fee, of course.
I'm just here to kind of look around a bit.
All right. Well, let me know if I can do anything to help you. Oh, another thing is he also has a supply of arc load for sale, like I mentioned, but it's just not in this list because I set these up a while ago and that was not something that existed at the time.
I assume the like cast X is like the service, like he'll do that spell for you.
Yeah, he'll cast that spell for that price, and then
Okay.
the spell scroll is you buy the
Yeah.
spell scroll with that spell. Also, I have a rule. Spell scrolls are a lot easier than the written rules. Yeah, it's just basically anybody can use the spell scroll at no, like you just use your action, do it, the spell is cast. You don't need to like no spell slots or anything like that. So.
Okay. A lot of
Uh,
spells.
yeah, I mean, there's like a big, like one of those kind of things where it's like a grid of shelves with all the different scrolls in them with different labels. Um, and you also notice kind of in the back of the shop there is a large teleportation circle with runes inscribed upon the ground, and he says, as a service, I can teleport you to most other major cities in the realm, with a fee, of course. Or if you are skilled with teleportation circles yourself, I could teach you the runes here so that you might teleport here at your leisure.
I look over at Love since he's more of the arcane person.
Um, I think that'll be a skill I might learn at a higher level.
What's the rate on arc load?
Um, so it's a two GP per gram of arc load, and 1 gram of arc load relates to like 1 gold. So like if you have a spell with a 50 gold piece component,
Mhm.
you would need 50 grams of arc load, and then so that would cost you 100 gold from this guy. And then the leader of the Vine Walkers offered to just give you some arc load if you needed it.
Yeah. I am prepping for next level specifically.
Yeah, and to further clarify, if the spell consumes the component, then like it just consumes the arc load. But if the spell like doesn't consume it, like you just need this item, like chromatic orb, you need like a pearl every time you cast a spell or something, but it's not consumed. The first time you cast a spell, the arc load transforms into the object, and then you just have the object you need. Yeah.
So wait, I should have been using arc load for all the spells I've cast at this point?
Only if they have material components that have a gold value cost, which at this level there aren't very many that do. Yeah, I'm looking at your spells. You don't have any. So like if a spell says it requires a diamond worth 50 gold, you need arc load to do that spell, or an
Understood.
actual diamond.
I guess I'm gonna buy. Lilavanti, how much were you thinking of getting?
I just wanted to know what the options were. I don't need it just yet.
But you'll probably need some in the future.
Hmm.
I turn to the owner of the store and put. I'm gonna put 35 gold pieces in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
How much arc load will that get me?
I can provide 35 would be. I'll give you 18 grams of arc load.
Well, wait a second. I thought we had an endless supply of this. Do we really need to get it?
Don't have an endless supply.
So the vine crawlers offer to give you some a limited amount as a reward for bringing back Andrada's body. They didn't specify how much.
Seems like something I want to have anyway, so
Mhm.
I go ahead and take the 18 grams.
Okay. And then there is an item for that. All right, if you go to the items tab, you should see arc load, and you can drag that onto your character sheet, and then set the quantity to 18.
Sweet.
Cool.
Think I'm gonna head over to the blacksmith.
Okay. You meet up with the others over there.
I want to pick up some studded leather armor.
Sure. Says, oh, you're the girl who works at the Grasshopper. My name's where is it? My name's Arturok. Pleasure to meet you. I don't think we've been acquainted before.
I'm Lilavati. It's nice to meet you.
You as well. You're
Um,
you're friends of these folks?
Yes, we've been gallivanting about recently, trying to do some good.
Ah, well, there's certainly plenty of good to do. I'm here to help with whatever materials you might need for doing said good. But in terms of studded leather armor, I have a set of that here for
May I
45 gold pieces.
may I have a token on the map, please?
Oh, right. Sorry, I got rid of that. There you go. At some point, I'll make all of these like actual tokens on like the Uhamanu map with like the pictures of the different shops and stuff.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
So you can like just click on them at whenever you want. All right.
Would you care to trade in some of my other armor? Is that a thing we can do here? Since I'm upgrading.
Let's see. It's seen some damage, but it's workable. A few patches should make it good enough to sell. Um, let me see. What kind of armor do you have?
Leather.
All right. Um, he will give you 5 gold pieces for the leather armor.
Deal.
So just go ahead and remove that and then add 5 gold. Let's see if I can.
I'm managing the inventory because I have no strength.
Cool. All right, so there's the blacksmith, and then. And these images are not representative of the specific place. They're just a generic token for that type of shop.
We have a menu on our map.
Foundry's cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, was there anywhere else I wanted to go?
What was that? What was that weird thing we didn't know what they'd sell at?
Sneaky Deeks.
Does anyone want to go to Sneaky Deeks?
We walk in and just Hagano sitting behind the desk.
With a mustache.
Of course. Of course.
All right, so you head to there's a long branch sticking out of the tree, and you come to a spot where there's like a hatch on the side of it. You can open up this hatch, and it's like maybe 4 feet tall, but you can crawl in if you'd like. And there's a sign in front that says "Sneaky Deeks," and then it says "Watch your head."
This place reminds me a lot of the snakes we have fought, which is repulsive, but it also seems whimsical and perhaps entertaining.
I don't think you can fit in there.
I doubt it. I could go last and just stick my head in and watch.
Well, Lil Avanti will tell you what it's like.
Is there some kind of? Is there a window, perhaps? Maybe a chimney? I could just.
To see a 4-foot tall doorway that kind of leads into the tree.
Everyone
Here,
else, go ahead.
here to join me, Sorkoven, if you're so willing to offer other people up.
You go first. I'll follow you.
I'll go in.
I don't go in.
All right. So your head kind of either hunched over or crawling, depending on your stature, but you head through this little tunnel, and it opens up into a larger area, although the ceiling does not get any higher. Um, there's just all kinds of stuff strewn around here. You see different like outfits. There's like a large net and so what appear to be like blowguns next to it. There is a bunch of like bottles containing different liquids just stacked in a corner. There's um, different like ink pens, and then you see like some pouches that seem to have like paper inside of them. Uh, you don't see anybody.
I just want to look around quickly. I'm not very comfortable right now.
I start to get worried, so I try to fit through.
So you head inside.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you see the same thing. There's a few like weapons as well. Some rope. You see a set of manacles. A couple lockpicks. Some dice. Some playing cards.
How high is the
Sorry,
ceiling?
the ceiling's still 4 feet tall. There's also several other tunnels leading out of this large kind of chamber.
Are they big enough for me to fit through?
If you kind of hunch down a bit, yeah.
Should we split up or stick together?
What would you recommend in this
Anything-
situation?
Anything this small and puny won't stand a chance against us. I'll go left, you go right, and we'll meet in the middle.
Right.
So, Sarkovan, you start heading towards the left-turn tunnel, and as you come around a corner, you see a creature walking towards you. It's about 3.5 feet tall, covered in white scales, with kind of a long, like alligator-like mouth. You recognize this as a kobold. It seems to be female, and she says, "Oh, hey, I didn't know you were here. My name's Tisba. You looking for something, or do you need recommendations? Because I got a lot of recommendations."
Why don't I introduce you to my friend Lil Avanti? She went that way, and I try to find Lil Avanti quickly.
You find her, and Lovati, you meet
Okay.
this individual.
I try to say it without the kobold knowing. I think it's crazy.
Yeah. So if you look on the map, you should see the things available for sale here.
This is the rogue shop.
No.
We got acid, we got antivirals, we got hunting traps, we got manacles, we got. I think in the back somewhere I got a portable ram if you need to knock down any doors.
Takara sticks her head through the door. Portable ram.
Yeah. Here, I'll fetch it out. You come on in and take a look for yourself.
I don't think you want me to do that.
Nah, we're always happy to have more customers here.
All right. I'll give it a shot.
I mean, on your hands and knees, you're able to get through. It's awkward, but
Okay.
and you get into this space that's like, so the room itself is probably like 15 feet across, but still the ceiling is only like 4 feet high, and so it's really awkward to like look around, and it's like mostly filled with junk, or like all this stuff.
It's mostly filled with me. Like
It is
it's
now. Um, but you see, so the kobold Tisma goes into the back room, and then you hear kind of a scraping sound, and she comes back out dragging this giant like log with like handles attached to it. And if you click on the name of the portable ram in the shop list, it'll explain. I mean, it gives you a +4 bonus on strength checks to break down doors. And if two people use it, you get one person. The one person who rolls gets advantage on the check. Um,
wow.
so I got a disguise kit and a forgery kit if you're looking to do some espionage. Got some loaded dice, some fair dice, some dice that I can't remember if they're loaded or fair.
How big is the portable RAM actually? Like, can I carry it in my bag?
Yeah, you we're not gonna worry about that. You're strong enough to like sling it across your back.
Cool. I am charmed by this log with handles. I will buy it.
Um, all right, 4 gold.
Done.
Oh, did it remove it from her inventory? I think that's a setting I can fix. And I can add it back. But yeah. Cool. Excellent. And as she takes the gold, she like puts it in her mouth, chews it for a bit, and then spits it out. Looks down at it and nods, and then puts it in a pouch on her side.
Okay.
I look to my companions, and I say, is there any possible way I could loan 50 GP from anyone? I'm good for it, I promise. I'll perform and make the money back easily.
I'll go halvesies with someone.
I'll do the other half.
Thank you, Takara and Kor. Rest assured, my debt will go back paid and then some.
Okay, so sorry, there's a buy stack button and a buy item button. So I don't know which one you did for the
I
RAM.
did item.
Okay.
I did item.
Maybe it's just because it said there's only one quantity of everything. I wonder if I can do unlimited quantity. I don't know. Oh, I'll just deal with it. Cool. So you're sorry, what were you getting? Sarkovan? Or did you?
Um, I'm trying to decide. I'm eyeing a few things.
I'm gonna buy a set of common clothes.
Okay. If anyone else is going to buy something, let me know before you buy it, because I want to try something. See all those weapons you're carrying. This net is pretty handy for catching things, like rats or people, or were rats.
Ah, yes, the elusive rat and person in one fell swoop. Takara thinks in her head and does not say out loud.
I got bit by one of those once.
He just says that unprompted. Just
Correct.
And are you? Do you turn into a were-rat once a month?
No, I don't think so. Why do you?
Has it been at least a month?
Probably.
Hmm. Takara drops the subject.
Uh, anything else from here?
I think I'm good.
Sir Coven, were you all set?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. In that case, I think before y'all head out, we're gonna take a break for a little bit. Um, so I'll see y'all back in like 5 to 10 minutes. And welcome back. We got a Joe here again, so that's exciting. So you were just shopping at Sneaky Deeks. Uh, now, Love, since you're here, if you look on the map, you see the guy with the cloak and the finger pointing kind of thing. You're currently at a shop. That's not what the guy looks like. That's just the icon I use for that type of shop. But if you double click on that token, it'll open up a menu of all the things you can buy from him if you're interested in buying anything.
Ooh, you down the left?
Um, well, okay,
Oh,
I'll give
you're
you.
on the right.
So the shopkeeper, the guy on the left. Sorry, I thought you said Anana left.
And Nana left? Wrong campaign, dude.
I didn't even
The
realize that.
shady dealer?
Yes. So the place you're
If
at,
I want to buy something from him.
to get here, you had to kind of crawl through a small tunnel. And the whole shop, it's about a 15-foot wide circular room with a 4-foot high ceiling. The shopkeeper is a white-scaled kobold named Tisma. Oh yeah, we got all sorts of disguise kits and poisons and hand crossbows and merchant scales and loaded dice and not loaded dice and dice that may or may not be loaded. What can I get for you?
So you specialize in shady dealing.
Oh yeah, that's what I tell all my customers. You know, everyone knows if you need something shady, go to Sneaky Deeks.
I think I'll pass. Thank you.
Love, you should ask him about.
Why are we here? at
Ask him about
Sneaky
the were rat.
Deeks?
Ask him about the were rat.
I just sort of zoned out for the past few hours. But I feel awake now.
It's a fascinating story.
Ask him about what?
The were rat.
Why?
Her, please excuse me.
Smell.
Ask her about the were rat.
Look, if you're not gonna get buy anything, I got customers lined up out the door, so
You don't.
I will leave.
oh, that's because you
That's
can't see them. They're
info.
fairies.
We have bigger problems if fairies.
I'm trying not to
This
squish
is-
any invisible fairies that may be flying around and get the fuck out of here.
You do so. Yeah,
I
Lav.
say, please don't mug me. And I drop a couple silver on the ground and start running.
Okay. I mean, this creature is like 3.5 feet tall, not threatening at all, but also kind of sketchy. So, yeah. All right. So you leave Sneaky Deeks. So as a quick reminder, there's several different taverns. There's a general store called Strings and Things. There's stables called Swift Spinners. And then there's two. Well, you went to the Lion, the Goat, and the Dragon, which is one Arcanist. There's also the Castive and Co. Paper Supply. That sells materials for spellcasters. And then the Minotaur's Arsenal is a blacksmith that you've already been to as well. So I don't know, Love, if you wanted to check out the blacksmith or the Arcanist. Or if anyone else wants to go to any of those other places, or do anything else in town. There's a lot of interesting places to go to. So,
Perhaps the Arcanist. Perhaps.
so there's two magic shops in town. One of them is the Castive and Co. Paper Supply.
Of course.
The other one is the Lion, Goat, and Dragon.
Definitely not going to Castive and Co. It sounds terrible.
Wait, isn't your last name Castive? Why wouldn't you want to go there? You might get a discount.
That's the last thing I want right now. The
They
discount from
discounted?
Castive and Co. I'd be happy to get you all discounts. However, You see, it's like going to your workplace.
On a day off.
Sure. You understand.
What is a day off? Also, what
It's
is a workplace?
Considering technically I've been on the clock since 3 days ago, I guess I can understand.
What clock?
So I have 35. Is this correct? Did you give me any?
Yeah. Y'all got paid
Okay.
for doing things,
That's
so you should have 35.
a hefty sum.
Takaro is actually being serious. She doesn't know what those things are. But
Capitalism exists in Eochora, right?
Oh, capitalism exists very hard in Eochora, in certain places.
certain
Not so much in
places.
others. Y'all did a one shot in Astaria.
Oh yeah. Super capitalism is definitely a thing.
DM question. So I can, from a spell scroll, potentially transcribe that into a book, and then have that. Or no? Am I making that up?
You have. If it's a ritual spell, you can do that, I believe, because of the way your feat works. Let's see. Allow features. Ritual caster. So it must be on the wizard spell list because you choose ritual caster wizard. The spell's level can be no higher than half your level, and it must have the ritual tag.
Cool. Thank you.
There we go. Okay.
So what y'all doing now?
How much time until the festival or the banquet?
Probably about an hour or so.
I will go to the Arcanist.
The lion, goat, and dragon.
Sure.
All right. So you head inside, and you came here earlier, but you were kind of dazed out at the moment. The proprietor is a normal-looking human man. Normal except for the fact that his skin is a pale green, but everything else seems completely normal. In the center of the shop is a giant stuffed chimera. And he says, welcome back. I am Shukanti. Was there something you missed the last time you came through?
Sounded like you were posing that as a question. You forget your name.
It's just the way I speak.
Well, I love it. It's very melodical. I would be interested in purchasing your cast identify spell scroll. If you have a mind to sell it to me.
I'd be happy to. It'll be 50 gold.
All right. I reach in my purse and I put 30 on the table. Now I look at him and I say, "You can put the rest on." You can put the rest on Castiff and Co.'s tab. And I wink at him.
He kind of like sighs and says like, I'm not sure what you mean. I'm no friends of the Castives.
Neither am I. Wouldn't it be great to take some of their money?
He kind
Trust
of
me.
raises an eyebrow.
Trust me, my word is good.
So where am I going to get my other 20 gold?
I write him a check.
Roll persuasion. Oh, it's one of those the paper coin things that they've started doing in Astardia. I've heard about it. Well,
Or perhaps I could pay you myself, if you prefer, at a later date. Plus 10% extra.
I guess I can hold on to this check, as you call it, until then.
Certainly. We'll call it, what's that word? It'll come to me.
An IOU.
Is that,
Debt.
no, it's that word for like, I'll think of it later. It's fine. Is this agreeable to you?
I suppose it is. Here's your scroll.
Excellent.
I'm looking forward to the remaining 22 gold.
I reach out to shake.
He does as well.
And your name again?
Shukanti.
Of course, Shikanti. Love Castiff. Pleasure to meet you. I take the scroll, turn around, and walk out.
He just raises an eyebrow at you, and you head out. Cool.
Bye.
What do you want to do now?
I'm
That's
gonna
my
head back to
shopping.
the grasshopper and get ready for the banquet.
Okay. What did you say, Love?
Oh, I was just saying that's my shopping for the
Okay.
episode.
All right, so you make your way back to the grasshopper. Um, the place is mostly empty now. You see Thorim carrying a couple boxes towards the door, and he says, not too much left before the banquet begins. Would you like to join me as we ascend to the top of the tree?
I'm gonna go to my room real quick.
Of course. I'll meet you up there then. And he heads out.
When I get up there, it how much time till? Is it like still an hour later?
Yeah, roughly.
I'm gonna wait in the room because I want to do something that's time sensitive.
Sorry. Okay.
Takara's just waiting in the main room.
Cool.
I would like to say to whoever else is in the main room, basically, I have an uneasy feeling about tonight with everything that had transpired before. I think it would be best if we remained on guard for anything that seems out of the ordinary. Even if it is just a happy gathering.
I'm inclined to agree. But of course, Some of us live life always on guard, as I'm sure you probably empathize with, Core.
Hmm. Indeed.
Is this any good DM?
Okay, while he's doing that, the shopkeep's name is not Shakira, but it's close. And also the name of the shop. I just want to get this down.
I think it's Shakira.
Ooh,
I'll
baby,
put
when you
it in the
talk like
chat for
that.
you.
Thank you.
So Shukanti is the shopkeeper. The lion, the goat, and the dragon is the shop.
You should have asked him for a witch or a wardrobe. No particular reason.
Shikanti.
The Levati is really taking her time up there, huh?
Oh, sorry.
Whenever I come down, Chris, that's fine.
Core, you assume that something ill will befall the council?
Hmm. It was that prophecy that has me worried.
Refresh my
Twin
memory.
friends as
Prophecy?
foe. Well, you remember when the sacrifice occurred with those Yuan-Ti.
Yeah. You claim that to be a prophecy.
Hmm. I'm not sure. Any sort of cult like that is surely up to no good.
At this moment, you see walking downstairs from the upper where the rooms are a human woman with blonde hair and blue eyes, kind of tall, wearing like simple brown clothes. And just
Where
kind
are
of.
we right now?
You are in the Ruthless Grasshopper Inn,
Okay.
hence the
What time of day is it?
It's like just before sunset.
And tonight is the feast.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hello, miss. I don't believe I've made your acquaintance.
My name is
My name is-
Rilla.
Mine is Takara. Wow, you sound very similar to someone I know.
Must be a coincidence. You all heading to the banquet later?
Yes, but first we must wait for someone.
I know this sounds like Lilivati, to be honest.
Who? Oh, right.
Lilivati. What did
Yes.
she scamper off to?
Well, I hope to see you all there. I leave.
The human
Who
woman
the
walks up.
bloody hell was that?
Yes. It's a woman.
Alright, well, a couple minutes go by. No sign of Lilavati.
Well, I guess it's time to head up.
I'll go check on Lilavati to see if she's okay. You guys go ahead. And I'd like to walk up to her room and knock on her door.
Well, you head upstairs, and there's like 10 rooms. It does function as an inn.
Ah,
And you would know that like Lilavati stays in one of these, but you don't know for
hmm.
sure which one.
I'd rather not make a scene. Lilavati, if you can hear me, we're all going to the banquet. I suppose we'll meet you there. And then I just walk down and join the others.
Well,
Yep.
where is she?
I felt it best that I not disturb her. I'm sure whatever she's doing, she'll be fine. We should make our way.
You don't think we should go together as a unit? Come this far together, right?
I feel as though sometimes when people seclude themselves for this long, they do so for a reason. I think it's best we don't intrude.
She could be just in the privy for a while, and what if she gets down here and we're not here? She thinks we left without her. That would be quite rude or something. Perhaps I'll stay, and the few of you can head out, and then whenever she returns, I'll make my way with her.
That sounds
All
like a
right.
good idea.
If you sure, if you insist.
But your reasoning is sound. If she's not here, I'll give her a few minutes. I'll head out myself.
Let's really get to the bottom of this now. I think we should really take the time and love. I think if you wanted, could you not send her a message? Is that not? Can you do that?
She'd have to be, I think, within visual range of me.
Why couldn't you just leave Sirius here?
Never mind.
I feel more comfortable with her with me by my side.
Well,
Or
I
she
think
can go with you, Sokoven, and then perhaps
I'd rather
keep tabs.
you.
Okay. It is comforting.
I think if anyone knows her way around this city, or this tree, it's her. So she will join us when she joins us, and we can explain to her the why we left if it's necessary. But I think she'll be fine.
That's fair.
Shall we?
We?
Ha!
We shall. Ah. Hmm.
All right. Well, you all begin ascending the many steps and sloping branches to head towards the summit of this tree. All right. So at the top of the tree, the upper area, all of the branches. So on the very top of the trunk, there's a large pool of water that's just like completely still. Um, Branches from all around this pool of water kind of curve upward, forming like a peak. Um, and you notice that there's a few like kind of doorways that lead out onto other branches that spread out from this sort of mostly enclosed area. But most of the people have been gathered around this large pool. And on the opposite side of the pool, there's sort of a raised platform made of wood. Standing atop this platform is a small halfling woman with long white hair. Give me a second. Alright, well, you need to activate, and then she looks kind of like this, minus the sword. And um, as she kind of stands up on the platform, she says, "Welcome, people of Yudhamanu, and those who have traveled from afar. Those who live here know me well, but for those who are from beyond, my name is Trasoka. I am the Archdruid of the Circle of Dreams, and Yudhamanu is and will forever be my home, as I hope it may be a home for all who seek respite. Today, we are gathered for a joyous occasion. For the first time in over 132 years, the entire Dyath Council, the Archdruid of every druidic circle across Sharonur, will be gathered in one place. We come to address these difficult times for our nation and for Eochora at large ahead. War has been growing in the east, and we must decide what we must do to protect our people to protect our land, and to ensure that peace will remain for all. Then she kind of steps down for a bit, and you see one of the branches curving up from near the pool. Part of the bark of the tree begins to kind of pull inward and form like a cavity in the branch as it like descends into the wood, like infinitely, like a longer distance than the actual branch itself is wide. You see a figure stepping through this portal opened in the branch. It seems to be some sort of elven woman, but with green skin, a cloak made of plant matter, and two large wings made of branch and leaf extending behind her. She steps up towards the platform where Trasoka is sitting, and she bows and then gives a big hug to Trasoka. And then this woman turns and says, "Thank you for inviting me to your home. I am Maya Devi, Archdruid of the Circle of Forests, and I look forward to spending some time here. Archdruid Trasoka has done a wonderful job leading this city to prosperity, and I hope that it may continue to be an example for all cities across Sharoner." Then, one by one, more portals form in different branches around the trees as other Archdruids step forward. Before finally, the whole council of all 16 druids, or sorry, 14 druids, appears before you. Very different from each other. You can see that they represent a variety of different druidic circles. They come from across the realm. Many from cities in Sharoner, but several from smaller villages and more distant parts, where they seek to spread the influence of the Sharin people across the realm. They each introduce themselves, say a few words, and then begin walking towards a. And then Trasoka finally says, "Now that we are all here, there's just one more thing to do before we begin our feast. We must ask the gods for a blessing upon our council." And she raises her hands and says, "Almighty Four, creators of Eochora, in our time of need we seek your guidance. Renew our wisdom that we may show the world your greatness. We ask this of you with a sincere heart, O creators. O Gaxion, the rugged foundation, guide our leadership so that they may remain true to the traditions of our long past and continue to be a solid pillar of hope and safety for all of Sharoner. O Wuhea, breath of freedom, flow alongside each of us, that we may become the greatest versions of ourselves, bringing the many gifts you bestow upon us to our families, our trees, and Sharoner as a whole. O Heffine, the burning fervor, let us not falter in our quest for peace and safety in these challenging times. We rely upon you for the will and the power to do what we must to protect those we love and our sacred way of life. O Burasil, the life spring, immerse us in your healing power as we bring healing and comfort to all those who suffer from the sins of the unfaithful. Only together can we know true serenity and happiness." As she's saying this last sentence, you notice the pool in the center begin to ripple and the water begin to churn. Give me one sec. Suddenly a pillar of water begins rising from the water, the pool. There we go. And it rises almost 10 feet tall And you notice several of the druids and lots of the people around you kind of seem surprised and they're looking on confusion. And then the water stops flowing and falls back into the pool with a loud splash. And standing there, you see this figure. Suddenly, all of the druids and then all of the other people around fall to their knees. Trisoka says, Lifespring, Burisil, you have graced us with your presence. And he says, with such a wondrous council, I wouldn't miss it for the life of me. Why, it's been so long since I've been able to see each of you, and happy to be here all alongside you. Now, we're here to make some friends, aren't we? Let's have a feast. And everybody looks around in confusion for a second. And then begins moving through an opening in the trees to an outside area where there are tables and chairs and tents and all sorts of food set up and prepared for everyone who has gathered. What do you do?
Check the DMs again, Chris.
Oh, sorry.
Anyone else as confused as I am?
Love,
Was
make
that in
a
character? Oh, go ahead.
Love, make a religion check for me.
It was both. Solid 3.
You're not really sure who or what this guy is, but everyone seems pretty impressed by him.
I'm not actually curious. I was just making conversation as.
Sure.
This seems to be one of their deities. Perhaps a demi-deity, if those exist here.
Do I know who this deity is?
Anyone can make a religion check who's interested.
I would.
Go for it.
Was that visible for everybody?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, no, Sarkovan. And you know this as well, Tarkara. Well, I'm not sure why you had advantage on that, but
I have advantage on religion. Oh wait, I don't.
okay. Well, the first number was a 12, so we'll keep your 16. This is in fact Burisil, the god of water and blood, known as the Life Spring. It is not rare, but uncommon for gods to descend to the material plane in avatar forms such as this. So this is certainly a momentous occasion. But you gather potentially not one that was wholly unexpected by the people, or the druids at least. Um, but yeah. So they head out onto this like large outer branch where I mentioned all these tables and chairs are set up, and people begin like gathering for the feast. Um, there's food already set up and prepared. You see Thorum off to the side, just kind of looking over as like waiters bring food around, and he seems pretty proud of himself. Standing nearby him, you notice that blonde-haired woman you met before in the inn. But there's sort of one central table with all the archdruid sitting at it. You see another table nearby with other druids. Not the archdruids, but oh, and then Thorum goes over and sits at this table, and you realize that this is probably the Circle of Dreams, the druids overseen by Trisoka that are sort of the government of this town. But Thorum sees the four of you approach and gestures towards a table not too far from his own. Um,
I will go to it.
I will follow.
Is Trisoka by where Thorum is?
no, Trisoka is with the other archdruids at the big table, and Bursil is there as well.
I still go to where Kor and Turkaras are going.
Okay. Cool. So I'll go ahead and sit at your table. There's all sorts of food of all kinds of varieties, but no meat. Uh, all kinds of fruits and vegetables, breads, grains, a few different types of soup. Uh, it is delicious. There's several bards playing music in one corner. A lot of people just having conversations with themselves, seem to be enjoying their time. What do you do?
Kor would like to start sampling each of the different food items in front of him to see what he would like.
Um,
Takara would join on this venture. This great quest.
let's see. So you try some there's some roasted turnip that's pretty good. Um, some stewed mushrooms, some walnut bread, and with that has some soft cheese alongside of it. Um, there's some dried onions, some biscuits with barley in them. Um, steamed porridge, some dried dates, things like that. It's up to you which your character would most prefer, which ones you might not like.
I'm noticing a bit of a theme here, Kor.
Hmm? What's that?
There's no meat.
Yes, a tad disappointing, but I'm not gonna let that get in the way. I don't want to be that guy. Um, these turnips are pretty good, though. Have you found anything you fancy?
Well, to be fair, my ancestors just ate grass and hay, so this is actually pretty good.
Pretty good. Hmm. And I just keep eating more turnips.
Walnut bread for Takara. Is that what you said, right? Walnut bread? It's fine. You don't have to.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Okay.
Take the
I was looking
walnuts
something up.
out of the bread.
You what?
I pick the walnuts out of the bread and just eat the bread.
You know, Sir Corvan, those are good for you. They give you strong bones and a sharp mind.
Is there any wine in it?
Oh, there's plenty of wine.
Oh, I'll drink that.
Say no more.
I'm satisfied. My entire demeanor changes.
A bard through and through.
I'll take a glass of that myself.
All right. um, let's see. Let me check one other thing. So couple minutes into your meal, one individual from the table that Thorum is at, where the Circle of Dreams druids are, walks over towards you. He is very large, covered in hair, um, large ears, and a wide mouth. Where? Let's see. There's. And he extends his arms wide and says, "Ah, you were the heroes that Thorin was telling me about. Ah, my name is Fridia, and I am so excited to meet all of you. You must tell me more details of your adventure."
Okay. Do we mind the guest? Of course we don't. Come. Let me tell you all the grand exploits.
And he
Secret
just
swords.
grabs a chair from a nearby table and just plops down in it and says, and he's got like, you now realize he's holding 2 mugs full of ale. Sets them down and says, "Speak away."
Takara starts just giving a detailed account, embellishing whenever possible. Being sure to exaggerate the might of the whole party, especially herself. As you do. And at some point we'll attempt to maybe relinquish one of those cups of mead.
He offers it up to you, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
after you take a couple sips, as you're talking, he just like grabs it and take a swig from your cup, without, and like as he's like he doesn't even seem to realize what he did, but yeah.
Well, okay.
Well, truly a wondrous adventure and something that our city is truly in your debt for. Come, there is only one way to repay each and every one of you for what you have done. And he stands up from his chair and says, "The only way to repay you is for me to give you a big hug." And he extends his arms out towards you.
All right.
Not sure how I feel about that. I'm gonna politely decline by not moving towards the hug.
I'll just say, it is a pleasure to meet you. And not.
He kind of
I-
angles himself towards Core.
I will awkwardly participate in the hugging exchange, but
You
kind of like a I'm just doing what he's doing and hope that it works sort of way.
you go for the back pat, kind of like awkward back pat, and he just goes and bear hugs you and lifts you up off your feet. I mean,
Oof.
he's 7'2".
So close. So close.
And then he goes towards you, Torkara.
Bring it in, my almost tall friend.
Yeah, equally.
You've given me mead and a heighted fellow. Ale, not mead.
As he drops you down, well, not you, because you're taller than him, but as he sets like really to do, you see standing next to him a much shorter um, female individual who looks like a humanoid lioness, kind of like golden fur, long tail, sharp claws, looks like this. And she says, Frida, these adventurers must surely be tired. What are you doing? Give them a break. And Frida says, Oh, Prajavati, I was just rewarding them for such an excellent job. He turns back to you and says, Listen, if you need anything at all, even a bigger hug, come back up here to Trunkwell anytime, and I'd be happy to enjoy your company. And then he heads back towards the druid table. So Prajavati, she was sitting at that druid table as well. She says, don't worry about him. He's always a mess, especially when he's been in the cups.
It's actually kind of fun.
Well, to each his own, but it can be annoying after working with him for a few years. You, Renegade, you serve a god, is that correct?
Oh, yes. Havoc.
Might I have a word with you in private?
Absolutely, you may. No one's ever asked Takara to talk about her god without her bringing it up.
So she leads you kind of around a corner, because it's like there's a large tree trunk and you're in a branch, but the wood kind of continues around. Heads around a bit away from most of the community. She says, well, we were talking about if one of our elemental gods might show up for this event, and I mean, to be honest, I'm glad Burisil is here, but I'm a bit worried. You've heard about that god hunter, haven't you? Have you been worried about if he might go after your own god?
I've heard the whispers, but my god, actually all of the Vargoth gods are quite... They are secluded and not usually the first to be hunted. And when they are, probably able to hold their own.
Yes, but hard to notice if a hidden individual was killed, wouldn't you think? I just don't know. I mean, we're safe here in the village, but we're going to be leaving soon together, and I assume Burisil is coming with us. And if we're out there, I mean, the Archdruids are powerful, but I don't know if it'll be enough. I mean, the things that people say about this god hunter. I mean, to even take up the mantle of opposing the gods is one claim, but it's hard to tell what's rumor and what's fact.
Well, all I know is to even think of such a thing, something must have happened in this person's life. Something terrible, and I'm sure they are a worthy adversary.
Well, if you find out anything, just let me know, will you?
Where can I find you?
Um,
Same place as him.
well, I come back there for sleep, but I'm usually moving throughout the forest, taking care of all sorts of problems. Problems that Hridia and Shabari are too lazy to deal with. You see, I mean, we're the circle of dreams, you know. Of course, we spend some time asleep, but what are dreams but not a guide to how we should act in this world? And without action, why, can't get any sleep.
That is one way to look at it. My God has taught me that what drives action is your own conviction and the sturdiness of resolve in companionship.
Those are certainly noble qualities, and I admire your faith. I just hope that our gods can be safe.
I may find you soon. I'd like to learn more about this God Hunter, but I don't know if now is the best time.
I agree. I'm glad to have met you, and I hope we can speak further. I'll be honest, I don't know too much about him, but maybe we can work together to find out more.
I would like that.
All right. While they're away, let's see. The because you're so close to like the table with the archdruids, you notice one of the druids, um the one who is a goblin with kind of the grassy wig and the little cane. He had introduced himself as Kasanti, the Circle of the Swamp, archdruid. He steps away from the table and kind of starts heading off. He kind of says a few words to the others that you don't catch, and then heads off into along one of the branches further out away from the group, like where all the people are. Um, one sec.
This is quite the gathering. Everyone seems to be having a good time.
You've returned by now, Takara.
I certainly am.
Likewise. Take a swig.
Same here. Shove
I'm
a turnip in my mouth.
I'm sorry. What? Love. What was that?
Apologies. This is wine.
Yes. How did you just sip it? I don't like this. Here, let me teach you how to drink.
It's good to savor
No. Here, take it.
beverage.
Let me show you. And she grabs it,
Oh my.
just downs it, and slams
What
the
is
cup on
that
the
you're
table.
having?
Whatever it was you're drinking, this was your cup.
Oh. Wow. You know, I'm not thirsty anymore.
Listen, love. Where did my accent go? That was weird. When you
Guess when you've had so much,
there are a few things.
slip away.
There are a few things that we do without compromise. Those are battle, care for the people we care for, and
Wow.
drink.
It's very touching.
Remember, I said two things. There is no sip. Now, I can't tell you what to do, but
You're doing a great job of it.
well, I can sure as hell try, but you don't
You're
have to
making
listen.
you're making a very convincing argument.
Anyway, I'm sorry about
Why
your
don't
drink.
you-
Here you go.
Why don't you go? Oh, it's empty. Why don't you go ahead and fetch me something, and I'll drink whatever it is you get for me. You surprise me.
When I come back, we can talk about your use of the word fetch. And I go and do that.
Cool. Let's see. There's a lot of drinks available at the bar. Brandy, rum, ciders of different kinds, a few different types of beer, ales, and a couple varieties of wine of different colors.
Takara will grab a beer and a wine.
Okay.
But she's gonna hold the wine behind her back when she walks back.
Okay.
Here you go.
You
And I give
returned very quickly.
I have very long legs, and I give I give Love the beer. Drink this.
Take a look at it.
Just
Haven't
try
had
it.
one-
Just
Haven't had
try
one
it.
of these in, well, it's been a while. I sip it. And then I go to sip it, and then I get to a car, and I chug the whole thing.
Atta boy.
Slam it down. Whew.
Now, how does that feel? Having given your all.
Good. Not as pungent as I'm used to, but you know, I try to keep a trim exterior, and the beer. I like it. Wow, it's been too long. Thank you, Tokar.
Yeah, you're fun to fuck with. Here, and I give him the wine. Drink how you like. I'm sorry.
Wow, thank you.
I'm gonna go sit down and shut up now because I feel like I'm monopolizing every time.
My favorite thing to do.
So as you're taking all that in, Love, you notice a guy walk by your table and then stop and kind of look back. And he says, Love, Love Castive, there you are. Uh, you recognize this individual.
I'm in our breath. Shit.
His name is Orfeo Simino. He is one of the employees of your father. Uh, he says, I'd received word that you were coming in town, but hadn't seen you come by. Where have you been?
It's only a matter of time. Orfeo. Is that his name?
Yeah. I'll drop it in chat for you if you need it.
It's been too long, my friend. I stand up and give a bow.
He bows in return.
Why don't you take a seat here? Join us.
Of course.
These are my friends. So Coven, Kor, and Tokara. We can chat about it if you'd like, or perhaps I can swing by tomorrow during business hours. Which would you prefer?
Oh, well, I mean, I've been waiting for you to come by, but it seems it's nice company you have here. I would hate to spoil the mood with bad news. Let's save it for tomorrow then.
That sounds fair.
You know where the shop is?
Of course.
All right.
I'll see you then.
You as well. And
Good.
he heads
Seeing you again. Goodbye.
he heads towards the bar, grabs a few things, and then heads back to one of the other tables further along the branch. Yeah.
I just sort of sag down, stare into the wine cup.
Um, let's see. You let's see. You realize that the goblin druid that walked away has not yet returned. You see some muttering among the other arch druids A few voices seem a bit concerned, but you can't quite make out any words.
There seems to be a bit of concern among the archdruids. Wonder where Lilavati is.
I'm sure she's fine.
Of course, but it's not like her to run off like that, is it?
Do any of us really know?
That's why I'm asking.
We have known each other for like 2 days. Like 4. But there's much about the Levati that I don't understand. And that's okay.
Blonde-haired human woman. Thorum turns to you and says, one sec. Listen, it's been an honor working with you at the inn for so long. But, you have certain gifts. Gifts that don't belong in a simple tavern for the rest of your life. When you came to me, you were, in trouble, and I did what I could to help you out, but now that you're back on your feet, I feel that there's a grander purpose to you. You don't belong in my kitchen anymore, and I think the world needs someone like you.
I understand the sentiment, Thorum, but you do realize that you gave me a very great boon that I still haven't felt like I've repaid yet.
Listen, Yutamanu has its share of troubles. Well-cooked bread and prepared fruits can only go so far, but what you did for Tanu, his family, and the Archdruids, that gives me more peace of mind than a month's working in the kitchen. Listen, there'll always be others who can cook, clean, serve tables, and whenever you're here, there'll be time for that, and I'd be happy to have you, but don't feel like you owe me anything. I don't do what I do for repayment. Seeing you go from the injured, scared, shy woman to who you are today has been enough repayment for me. I have something for you. Hopefully, wherever you go, it will give you what you need to make sure that the food tastes good, the drink is well flavored, and it'll remind you of home. And he hands you this kind of like jar. Um, and I will add that to your inventory. Whoop, momentarily. Um, so if you go to your inventory under equipment, you now have an alchemy jug.
Thank you for everything, Thorum. If you ever need a chef, you know who to call. It seems like the winds of adventure have come blowing. I guess I'm sticking with those guys a little longer.
They have a lot of potential, but I think they also need someone to keep an eye on them, keep them out of too much trouble. Maybe kind of in the way that I did for you at first. So why don't you, I mean, you have learned from the best after all, and he kind of laughs.
I'll be sure to pay it forward.
All right. He nods and says, um, I don't know if you've gotten a chance to meet them, but these are the other members of the Circle of Dreams. Um, I suppose I'm technically part of their order, but I don't like that level of responsibility. I leave it to Shosoka, Prazavati, and the others. Um, and he introduces you to Hridia. There is Prazavati, and then there's Shabari, who's a female elf, Vikruti, who's a male elf, and then there's about a dozen or so like acolytes of the circle. And then he gestures towards Trisoka, their leader, but she's at the other table speaking with the archdruids. All right, so back to y'all at the table. Is there anything else I wanted to do or say during this feast?
I'm starting to feel a little sick to my stomach, so I get up and try to find a place that I can get some privacy.
Okay. I mean, there's a couple branches extending from the kind of main sort of party area. But you head down one of the branches, try to clear your head, get away from the crowd, all these people in government and responsibilities, and you notice near the edge of the branch, and these branches are like 300 feet above the ground. That goblin who wandered away from the main table, the archdruid, he's like kind of leaning over. There is like a railing. He's like leaning over the railing, just like puking his guts out.
I
Um, sorry. What do you want to do?
um I kind of look to see if there's anybody else around.
Make a perception check. Um, there's a few people that are like maybe 40 feet away. It seems to be a couple in a deep conversation. They're sitting on a bench. They don't seem to be paying attention to you at all.
Okay. I try to figure out the quickest way to reach where the other archdruids are sitting.
Okay. I mean, you can just follow that branch back towards the main area with the um where the main table is.
Okay. Do I notice anything weird?
Make a insight check, I guess. So, yeah, with that roll, A few things. As you walk by the table, um, you pick up on several bits of conversation as well as notice a few things. So the druids are discussing the war to the west. I think I said east earlier, but sorry. They're talking about how the Spaish forces have sailed for Sunderden, and with growing hostilities and alliances on either side, it might be time for some sort of. It might be time for Shariner to seek for aid outside the jungle borders for the first time in a very long time. They they definitely seem concerned about what's going on. And you also notice several of them they're kind of holding their stomachs. They seem several of them are coughing. Um they're having trouble with the food. Um
Uh, um, I'm starting to freak out a little bit. Can I tell what it is specifically, or just the food in general?
um with that roll, you get the sense that someone it seems like something intentional was done to cause this level of suffering among the druids. Um it doesn't seem like it's something potent enough to be completely fatal, but it's definitely affecting them. Um, you see two of the druids stand up from the table. Um, and as and they walk past you, and as they pass you, you hear them say, "I wonder where he went." And they continue towards the branch that you came from.
I head back to the table where my party is.
Okay. Um, the you do so. And at this
And
point, the rest of you kind of see the druids are like standing up from the table. Several of them are speaking with Thorum. He seems pretty concerned about something. What about the rest of y'all? Or what are y'all doing?
I quickly tell my my companions that I think something's wrong and the druids are not feeling well, and we need to figure out what's going on. Like, we need to act now. And also, I ask everybody if they're how they're feeling, because any one of us could have been affected.
How am I feeling?
I suppose this would actually be an interesting. Wait, make a Constitution check to see how you're feeling. I've never asked for a Constitution check before in this way, but I think it makes sense.
Da, da, da.
Poorly is the answer.
Um, you're not sure. You've gone pretty heavy with the drinks. It's hard to tell what's alcohol and what's not from the different feelings you have in your stomach. Um, but at this point, three of the druids approach your table including it's Thorum, Shisoka, Maya Devi, who is the one with the wings, and the turtle druid with the mushrooms growing on his back. And Thorum says, "Hey, Shortkoven, we have a bit of an issue. Kasanti's gone missing, and somebody said they saw you heading over to where he was. Did you see him in that direction at all? Do you know where he went?"
Yeah, he was puking over the side, and that's what first gave me the idea to go check everybody out.
What do you mean check everybody out?
The other archdruids.
Yeah, I mean something happened with the food. I'm not sure what though. It's and he kind of gets quieter for a bit and says, "Are you sure they didn't get all of the Eochini?"
You're asking me?
See, he kind of asked the party. He looks over at the whole party. Are you sure they didn't get all of the Eochini, including the ones in the storeroom that Tanu mentioned?
I don't know.
Look, well, and Shisoka says, well, as archdruids, we are blessed with a certain natural fortitude, and although whatever poison, if this is poison, might be, it doesn't seem to be wholly fatal, but we'll get by. Um, it just puts a bit of a damper on things here, that's all. I think we'll be retiring early a bit, unfortunately. We'll have to postpone some of the other things we had planned for the evening. But we need to find Kasanti. I'm worried about him.
I am too. Should we send out a search party?
We have several vine crawlers looking already. At this point, one of the you see coming up from like the edge of the one of the nearby branches, like a vine crawler using the vines extending from their back to kind of climb up the branch. And he rushes towards the druid and says, "We found Kasanti. He must have fallen from the branches. His body was in pieces on the floor." And they all look to each other in shock. "Sir Coven, are you sure you didn't see anything? Like, it wasn't that long ago that you said you saw him."
He was just there. I mean, he looked ill, but I didn't think he was gonna fall off. I should have been more careful. I just thought, my first thought was to rush to the other archdruids and make sure everyone else was okay.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, but Maya Devi, he's kind of gathered at this point is sort of like the most senior of the archdruids and sort of the loosely considered to be the highest authority in Sharoner as a nation. Turns to Thorm and says,
What circle was she in?
Forest.
Okay.
She turns to Thorm and says, "Are you sure you trust this individual?" He's clearly an outsider. Thorum
That's
says,
nonsense. I pip up.
she says, I didn't ask the Astarian. And Thorum kind of,
I was born and raised here in Eudaimanu as well as Sorkovan. That was rude. I take a sip of wine.
Thorum says, look, these four and one other who's not here, they've worked to undermine the assassination plot that I told you about. I would trust them more than anything. Mayadevi says, I'm not so sure. And she walks over to Sorkovan and begins reaching a hand towards him.
I step in front.
You do so, and she says, stand aside, Astarian.
I immediately try to cast Crown of Madness on Vasana.
That's where we'll end tonight's session. Thanks for playing, guys.
Oh, Marmite!
We will pick up with initiative next time.
Oh!
All right.
0 to 100.
See everyone next time.